Let's just start with how impossible this all sounds. A teenager from a tiny village with zero military experience.
Right.
And she steps onto the stage and completely changes the course of the Hundred Years' War.
In just 2 years.
Oh.
It's an incredible story. And you have to remember, the Kingdom of France was just shattered at this point.
Utterly broken.
Yeah.
You had the Dauphin, Charles VII, fighting this massive Anglo-Burgundian alliance.
An alliance that held northern France. I mean, they held Paris. And legally, Charles's claim to the throne was flimsy at best.
Because of the Treaty of Troyes, he was basically disinherited.
Exactly. So into this mess steps Joan, born around 1412 in Domremy, and at 13, she starts hearing voices.
Seats, Michael, Catherine.
Telling her to save France and get Charles crowned. And her conviction was just absolute. She famously said, "I am not afraid, God is with me."
You could just imagine the absurdity of it. An uneducated peasant girl shows up at court demanding an audience with the Dauphin.
And she's wearing men's clothes. She insisted it was a divine command, but, it was also for safety.
A practical matter for crossing hostile territory.
Of course.
But the court must have been truly desperate to even listen.
They were, but they didn't just take her word for it. They needed proof. Charles had her vetted by theologians, examined by noblewomen.
Including his mother-in-law, Yolande of Aragon. They had to confirm her virginity.
Right, because of an old prophecy about a virgin savior. By confirming she was the virgin from the prophecy, they weaponized it.
It changes the conflict from a political squabble into a holy war.
It gives Charles the divine legitimacy he was so desperately lacking, and the military impact was, well, immediate.
Orléans, 1429.
She arrives, she's barely 17, and just her presence electrifies the demoralized French army.
She gave hope to broken men, as they said.
And just 9 days after she gets there, the English abandon the siege. 9 days.
But she understood momentum better than the generals, right? She didn't let them rest.
No, she pushed them straight into the Loire campaign. That led to the Battle of Patay, which is a total rout of the English forces.
And that cleared the path.
Straight to Reims. The unopposed march to Reims was the real masterstroke.
Because that was the end game. Getting Charles crowned there symbolically just nullified the Treaty of Troyes.
It made him the one true king in the eyes of his people.
But after the coronation, the court's faith in her, it started to fade.
It did. She wanted to take Paris, but the court saw it as too risky, too aggressive. The support just wasn't there anymore.
So when she's captured by the Burgundians in 1430, Charles does nothing.
He does nothing. She's sold to the English, and her trial for heresy begins.
And that was pure political theater.
Oh, completely. It was run by a pro-English bishop, Pierre Cauchon. They accused her of blasphemy for the men's clothes, for her visions being demonic.
They tried to trap her with theological questions.
And she famously sidestepped them. When they asked if she was in God's grace, she said, "If I am not, may God put me there. And if I am, may God so keep me."
An answer that stunned the court.
It did, but the verdict was never in doubt. They convicted her after she put men's clothes back on in prison, likely to protect herself from guards.
They called it a relapse into heresy.
And at 19 years old, in 1431, she was burned at the stake.
But that wasn't the end of her story.
Not at all. 25 years later, Charles VII, now secure in his throne, ordered a retrial.
Which overturned the whole verdict, cited deceit, procedural errors. It completely cleared her name.
And that, of course, paved the way for her eventual canonization as a saint.
Her life really shows that one person's conviction can shake an empire. It's why she endures as this powerful symbol for France.
It's the simple, unsettling idea she lived by. Act, and God will act.
So legitimacy wasn't granted by law or by politicians, but it was seized by a young woman with a banner. It really forces you to wonder, doesn't it? What established institution today could be challenged or even toppled by that same kind of unyielding moral conviction?